You are listening to a podcast of the Geek IO Media Network. For all of our shows and more, visit geek-io.net. And to help support the network, head over to patreon.com/geekio.
Hello, gentle listener. While Geek I holds its talent to the highest standards, what follows will likely involve the sort of language usually reserved for sailors on leave. If you're of a delicate disposition, then perhaps you would consider a different podcast.
Geeking out across the globe. Hold on to your butts. It's the Geek I.O. Show.
The Geek I.O. Show.
Yes, indeed, friends. It is time once again for the Geek I.O. Show, your podcaster playground. This is episode number 229, recorded Thursday, 25th of January, 2018. I'm CJ.
I'm second. My name's Dale. Fuck the hell is going on outside with all this monsoonal rain, Campbell?
Someone add that to the show titles quick.
I'm Carrie. For once, there aren't explosions outside of our house while we're recording Wilcox.
And I'm tired. I mean Josh.
And Rachel's muted.
And Rachel is trying to fight with her camera because I was trying to cut my nightstand out of it, but it wasn't working. Hi guys! I wasn't supposed to be here. But
Dale, is that the rain on your mic?
That is the rain on my mic. My window is closed, and that is the rain. I have no way of fixing this.
Send them down to Africa?
Over to Africa? I think we're on the same level. I think Africa and I are on the same level.
I'm fairly sure you are, but
No.
hey, you guys,
I don't think that's how that works, boys.
So we got a guest, you guys. The maker of the upcoming super successful Kickstarter for the game touted as Chess Meets Card Games, Eternal Kings. Man, one of the fastest people that we've ever had respond to our emails, Mr. Rolando Issa.
Guys.
Yay!
Thanks for having me. It's awesome.
Upcoming guests, please, if you do not respond within 30 seconds of us sending you an email, we will be judging you. Just as a heads up, because
You have a high bar to reach for, people.
Rolo does it. You have no excuses, people.
Like, in all honesty, if you look at my inbox, I always have 0 because I think, like, I don't know if I'm OCD or what, but like if you look at your phone and you look at
the bubbles,
the Facebook link or the Facebook icon on your cell phone, right? It'll have like 5. I have to clear those 5. I have to.
I hate that. I cannot stand those.
Everything always has to be clear. I don't know.
Yeah, like right now I'm doing it as we speak because I just opened up my phone. I'm like, oh crap, I have 10 things there. No. Yeah, I'm the same way, and I respond to emails quickly as well. Like as soon as I get, especially if it goes directly to the inbox, so I get the blink. I'm like, oh, yep, this is an email I have to answer.
I mean, I try to respond as quick as I can. I mean, inside baseball, it's weird doing, particularly for me being in Australia, and happy Prison Colony Day. Just by the way, just have to get that out of the way at the top of the show. But it's weird doing business with the US because time zones are a little bit of a finicky thing in that regard. Because most of my emails and stuff come in while I'm asleep. So,
well, you know, there's a way to fix that.
Well, it's you are.
All right, guys.
You can always just give Dale an extra title like Australia branch manager or something, so he can sign it that, and everybody goes, okay, it's time zones.
Oh man. So we have a packed show tonight, so let's go ahead and hop on into Gadgets, Games, Gizmos.
Gadgets, Games, and Gizmos.
It's Gadgets, Games, Gizmos, where we talk about the stuff that we have been up to lately. And since he didn't put anything in notes, even after I sent him an email telling him to do so, Rolando, you're up first.
Oh man, I'm preparing. It's been a lot of work. Like last night, I was up till like 4 a.m. with one of my graphics, like one of my main graphics people is her name is Andra. She lives in Spain actually. No, not Spain, Italy. So she's 9 hours ahead. So I was up till like 4 a.m. trying to get some of the stuff done for the Kickstarter that's launching on Tuesday. So it's been a lot of work, man. Kickstarter's no joke. It's not.
No, it's not.
Not easy, man. There's a lot of things that go into like creating a Kickstarter page. So yeah, that's pretty much what I've been doing. Like trying to handle social media, trying to make sure that the manufacturers are lined up, and like who's gonna like take care of fulfillment. That's how like people get their product like once it's shipped out. It's just a lot of juggling, and so it's been a little stressful, but it's fun. It's good, and I cannot wait till Tuesday. Tuesday's the big day, so that's what I've been doing.
Fair enough. Who do you want to go next?
Oh, who do I want to go next? Come on, man! Before your power goes off, go ahead.
Oh, hi. Yeah, before it goes off again for like the 8th time. I haven't been up to much either. It's been a weird week this week because it's been legitimately non-stop monsoonal rain for about 8 days of this week. And how is that possible? Look it up, kids. But outside of...
It's called climate change.
Called climate change. There are now 8 days of the week. So that's what climate change does. It just adds more days to the week. But I haven't really had much time to go out and do anything except pick up my new USB hub that I picked up on Wish that I talked about last week. Yeah, it finally arrived after 2 weeks, and it's pretty good. I have everything that I need plugged in now. That includes Dale making sure his phone is on mute before recording a podcast. Right. All over the place. But outside of that, I am watching the new show on Netflix. Take two. I'm watching the new show on Netflix. My next guest needs no introduction with David Letterman.
Nice.
How's that?
It's brilliant. It is a masterpiece, and I enjoy the kind of longer form interview style shows anyway. It's about just shy of an hour long. His first guest is Barack Obama, and they go into a very in-depth conversation about, let's just say, Mr. T's wrestling style, and that's all I'll leave there. And they kind of go, kind of give a history about African American politicians and just catch up. And David Letterman makes the same joke about for 4 or 5 times. It cracks me up every single time. I better let you get back to the Oval Office. It's the joke, and I just absolutely love it.
Nice.
And I'm really
It's
looking
not really a joke. We really need him back there.
I mean, I wasn't going to take it in that direction, but someone's dinging, and it's not me because my phone's actually on mute this time.
It's not me either.
Does stop the beard?
Yeah, the beard. Hang on, I need to mute the beard. There you go. But no, it's amazing. I'm really looking forward to see who his future guests are. I think the next one that comes out is George Clooney, I believe.
Oh, that's awesome. It's good that he's still working. Like, I love David Letterman's interview style. Like, it's fantastic.
He looks really weird now, though.
Yeah, doesn't he have like a hobo beard now?
He is literally cosplaying Gandalf now. Literally cosplaying Gandalf. And I'm making CJ choke on his Taco Bell fries. Who is that? Who is twinging?
I'm going to guess that it's actually Raul because he might think he's muted, but he's not.
Everyone, send a message to Raul. Go, 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 go. It's just CJ messaging him. He's messaging him going, what the fuck, what the fuck, what the fuck.
Fuck you. I'm gonna fuck you. I'm gonna beat your ass.
Oh, and fun fact before I move on, I cut my hand open.
Good job.
Oh, damn.
Anyone want to high five me?
High five, Dale.
High five. With a non-broken hand. Well, it's not broken. It's just a cut. It's a kind of a paper cut, but it's super long. So there you go. That's all I'll say about that. Speaking of super long, hey CJ, what have you been up to?
Yeah, boy. I have not been up to a lot lately. This week I've been pretty much doing the same thing that I've been doing for the last couple of weeks, which is playing Xenoblade Chronicles 2 on the Switch. I am now up to 135 hours.
137 hours, you mean?
I am not even done with the game yet.
We're on chapter 8.
Are we on chapter 8? Or are we on chapter 7?
7 or 8.
Yeah, we're 7 out of 10, and we're at 100, almost 140 hours. That game's real good, you guys. If you own a Switch, you deserve to get that game. Like it's so good. Other than that, I've been playing because I think I might have to make Dale angry and change the fact that we have a guest next week, or that we don't have a guest next week. But I've been playing a lot of Dragon Ball Super TCG lately. These guys. In preparing for some, what was that?
As you throw one at the camera.
Right. Whoosh. Fuck you, Krillin. I've been playing a lot of this lately because there is a huge tournament coming up late in the next couple of weeks that I am going to be participating in one day and judging the next, unless I top, which I mean I doubt it, but hey.
Stranger things have happened.
Yes. But the reason why I say, hey, that, because I have been learning from the guy who has won 2 of the last 4 regional tournaments. So he has beaten approximately 700 people in this game, and he's giving me lessons.
And he's awesome.
He's fantastic.
I got to meet him last week, so.
No, different guy.
Oh, it's the other one?
Yeah, it's
one that I haven't met yet. Gotcha.
Okay. But he will be on next week, and he's really freaking rad. He's a great dude. Wait, hold on. Shit. Oops. All right, I'll work on it. I just realized that we have a guest next week, and I mixed up the 8th and the 1st.
Well,
this is why I'm here. I'm like, we have to anger Dale and say that we don't have we're going to have a guest next week. I'm like, about that.
I mean, it's Charles. He's
Dale,
barely.
this is why he has 2 wives. Don't you realize this?
I mean, it's Charles, so it's barely a guest.
Oh, we love our guests.
Also, he can only come on for a little bit anyway, so I might just double book as guest for next week. I don't know yet.
Love our brand, love our guests.
Doing stuff live on the air. But then again, like I said, Charles is family at this point, so it's kind of a,
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
He's the unofficial member of the Wu-Tang Clan of podcasters.
Exactly. He's the
hard pop of podcasting.
He's the Wyclef Jean, who occasionally did a bunch of stuff with the Wu-Tang Clan on 2 of their albums.
Oh God, don't make me laugh.
Wyclef Jean on them.
Wait,
So.
dude, this guy's gonna be on a show next week?
Yes.
That's awesome. I love the Wu. I used to always listen to the Wu.
Well, no, we've been nicknamed the Wu-Tang Clan of podcasting because we kind of just have a rotating cast of characters on this show.
I mean, we only 3 people that have been here since the beginning. Oh no, the 2 people that have been here since the beginning.
Yeah, we have. Yeah. I mean, even then, since Raul's in the background, Jazz is like, I'm gonna be a dad or some crap and get to bed early on school nights or some bull crap. And I mean, it's pretty much you and me and Rachel who comes in every so often just to bust my balls on things.
Or like showing up last week because you were talking about
Yeah, you mentioned Rachel's name 3 times and she just shows up on a show.
I'm like Beetlejuice that way. Except I'm
I'm
cute.
sorry, who?
You know, Beetlejuice.
Or maybe even Candyman.
Or Betelgeuse.
Beetlejuice.
I like
Beetle
that combo
breakfast?
breaker, Dale.
So yeah, that's I've been kind of dorking around in Warframe, trying to get a hold of them to unban the account that I've had that it has founder status and everything like that on it. So I'm on a totally free to play Warframe account, and it's real rad. It's real fun. It's basically Diablo with robot ninjas,
Wow.
and
That
it's
was good.
a lot of fun, and it's free to play. Like it's free to download, free to play. I haven't spent a dime on it, and I've gotten 2 frames so far, and I'm working on a 3rd with Delbert.
Nice.
What does that mean? You have 2 frames. Sorry.
No, so each of the frames is pretty much a character in there. So like you start off with 1 and you grind your way, and you basically loot pinata your way through the game until you unlock enough stuff to upgrade to a 2nd frame, which is kind of a 2nd character slot.
Oh, okay.
And then I'm working on a 3rd one right now, and each one has different powers. Each one controls very differently. Some of them are super fast. Some of them are like really tanky and slow. But like the main thing is that game, like mobility is so satisfying in that game. Like being able to quickly and smoothly dash from one screen, like one side of the arena to the other, and it works so well, and you just leave a trail of bodies in the wake. It's amazing. It's so much fun.
Or as I hear about on some characters, you just stand there and nuke the entire map.
Yes, that was fun to learn on Sunday when we were playing this for stream. It was like, hey, watch this. You see these guys? Yeah. Boom, they're all dead.
Thanks for the sub, Quarrelsome Rhino.
Yeah.
You're so cute.
Twitch
I'm
Prime.
gonna
She is adorable.
I'm gonna
Remember,
drink my juice box for you. Thank you.
I'm gonna drink bad mango soda for you, Quarrelsome Rhino.
I don't have anything to drink, so I'll eat a cookie.
God, that's bad. All right, I'm done with that. All right. No, it's not the Taco Bell. It's just bad.
Guys, can I rewind?
Ugh.
You guys do rewinds in this?
What was that?
You guys do rewinds? Can I go back to my turn?
Yeah, absolutely.
I didn't know. Like I wanted to mention something that's really cool. I played Gloomhaven actually for the first time like 2 nights ago.
Ooh.
You know, I don't know if you guys have played Gloomhaven, but it's freaking awesome, dude.
I love it.
Nice.
We actually failed our first quest. Is that normal? Like
Probably.
With a name like Gloomhaven, probably more normal than you would think.
Like literally, like our first quest, we failed by like 1 life. The guy had like 1 hit point left. We were gonna finish it and we couldn't.
Wow.
Yeah, I played a couple games of that at Gen Con last year, and I fell in love with it. Like, I keep looking at it every time I'm at like a game store. I'm just like, man, I want to buy it. Rachel smacks me on the hand because I have a shelf. I have a entire freaking massive like shelf full of games that I haven't played.
Well, we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tier, like the stands that you would normally put into a pantry, full of games. Some of which are still in packaging, like saran wrapped.
Wow. Yeah, it happens.
You don't mean to. It just kind of happens. Like,
well, it doesn't help that you get the review games, and we do those first, obviously, because that's the important thing to do.
Goku, no.
Why are you
Goku,
trying to kill
yes.
Goku? First you're shoving sticks up his ass, now you're trying to kill him? God, you're a jerk. So yeah, we do the review games, and then it's like the games that we purchase for shits and giggles are just sitting there for months.
And then there's games like Sentinels of the Multiverse where we're like, play this game all the time. If you've not played Sentinels of the Multiverse, Rolo, it is fantastic.
I will definitely have to play that. I bought a game 6 years ago actually, and played it for the first time like 2 weeks ago. And you guys all know it's Lords of Waterdeep.
Oh yeah.
Lords of Waterdeep.
It's so good.
Love that game.
Oh, it's so good. It's been in my closet for literally like 6 years. I don't know why I never played it. It's so good. It's unbelievable.
I mean, I bought like up until the most recent one, I bought the entire collection of Smash Up, and I played it once with Rachel, and she got her ass kicked so bad she won't let me play it anymore.
Sidebar. Can we take a quick super fight detour?
Super fight detour.
I've heard they've made a Sailor Moon deck.
Straight Sailor Moon or anime? Sailor Moon.
There's such thing as a straight Sailor Moon? What planet do you live on?
Only 2 people are in there confirmed lesbians.
Confirmed.
I mean, the shipping community says they're all lesbians. No, it's just anime deck. Like, there's 2 or 3 anime decks, and they have a bunch of Sailor Moon stuff in them.
Yeah.
I got one of the cards.
Yeah. You had to be, I think it was, Dale was Tuxedo Mask.
I was Tuxedo Mask.
You were Tuxedo Mask.
Will the real Tuxedo Mask please stand up?
Yeah, Super Fight the anime deck. Yeah.
That's the end of the detour.
But yeah, so Rachel won't let me play Smash Up anymore. Because I'm better at her than it. Also, like, I got this game from the same people that make Sentinels of the Multiverse called Fate of the Elder Gods. And disclaimer, I've done work at PAX East now for the last 3 years with them, and I've been accepted to work with them again unless I get press passes for PAX East. So disclosure, I'm very geared towards their games, but called Fate of the Elder Gods. And I ordered it on Kickstarter because I'm like, Cthulhu plus greater than game stuff. Yes, I'm going to buy this. And then I proceeded to spend 2 years worth of PAX East demoing the games over and over and over and over again. So I've played the game approximately 376 times.
Wow.
Rachel won't let me play it because
Approximately, though. Approximately.
So hopefully this weekend we'll be able to get some recording of a game that I haven't played a whole bunch of times with Rachel with Eternal Kings. But other than that, I lost in a totally legit Mega Man X race, and God, I'm going to enjoy my drink.
Just make sure, actually, I might have to get in contact with a friend of mine about a particular cocktail that was quite refreshing.
No, I drank, it was like, I like eggs, and I know Josh cringed when I said this. Like, I like the flavor of eggs. I like the consistency of eggs, and there's a drink, I don't remember what it's called, but has an egg in it, and it was real good. Made everything like super smooth, and like.
Here's the thing. Eggs are delicious. Not in a beverage.
Oh, dude, no, it was real good.
Ooh,
I ordered it like, oh, there's no way this is going to be good. And like, I did it for the lulz basically, because I was there with the Diamond Club group who we're affiliated with. And I'm like, yeah, you guys, I'm going to drink this drink. Man, this is good.
It's your drink time.
15 minutes later, it was gone. I'm like, do I want another one? But man, this drink is expensive.
I mean, eggnog is good.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
How's
it's not.
Eggnog's the best. It's so good.
I'm just gonna be that grown-ass adult at DragonCon walking around with like my soda and my cookies and milk, and
there's plenty of those. Like,
oh, no, they're remember last year? I'm not a big drinker to begin with, but I was not having a real good time last year at DragonCon. Sick, nauseous, and all that fun stuff. Come to find out, I had been pregnant at the time. Long story. But yeah, I didn't drink at all. I was sitting there drinking milkshakes all weekend from Starbucks. It was great.
And the people that we hang out with are all like, they'll offer you a drink and you're like, no, I don't drink. And then they're like, okay, cool. You want me to get you a soda? Like,
Okay.
like, no, there's no ever peer pressure or anything like that.
Yeah.
Rollo, do you do conventions other than the picture of Gen Con that I saw of you?
Yeah, I've been at Gen Con twice. The past 2 years, I've been I don't know if you guys know, everyone knows San Diego Comic-Con. I've been there like 16 years in a row, like more maybe.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's crazy. I worked the San Diego Comic-Con the first Many years actually, like probably like 8 or 9 years. I worked for the news, and so and I would do live television. So the reporter that I worked for was a reporter that would do like all the fun stuff. It wasn't like all the murders and like tax day and all. It was actually all the fun stuff. So every year for Comic-Con we'd go and like set up and like interview everybody. It was awesome. And then the last like couple years I went there to demo EK Eternal King. So yeah, I've been to a lot of conventions. WonderCon. What are the ones? What's that? Strategicons. There's one in LA. So
Emerald City at all, or
no, not I don't know what that is. What's that?
Emerald City Comic Con. I know it's in Washington, but West Coast stuff.
Yeah. West Coast stuff for me. So
yeah, we do every year. We go to Dragon Con in Atlanta, Georgia, and it's an amazing experience. Did you? Speaking of Gen Con last year, I covered it as press, and like I had to say, like I kind of hated my experience there.
Why?
Everybody was like, and like it was a weird energy. Everybody was so like angry and grumpy, and like just didn't seem like they were enjoying themselves.
Huh. I don't know. I was I don't know. I didn't really notice that, but I was like kind of in my own world because I went there by myself. The year before that, I went there with my brother CJ, and it was awesome.
Yo, great name.
and then last year, I went by myself, and I kind of just went on a solo mission. I had people that I wanted to meet and like pass my game out to, and it was a different experience when you do something alone like that. But I don't know.
Yeah, that might have been it because I basically I was handling it by myself. I mean, I had my friend there with me, but he's just a friend, and they're just kind of browsing around and doing stuff. I was there covering things, and it was just like everybody just was so like, and I know like because it was the 50th, there was so much like going on there that people were just kind of overwhelmed sometimes.
Yeah.
But it had a really awkward feel to it.
Could be. I mean, it's a different experience for everybody.
Yeah.
I'm sure some people went there and it was like the greatest experiences of their lives. So, it's like it just depends like what's like going on and like in just around your world, in your world. For me, it was like pretty average. It wasn't good. It wasn't bad. I didn't notice anybody like, pissed off or anything, but, it was all right. It was cool. I enjoyed it in 2016 a lot more than I did this year. I think the next time I go, I'll definitely like not go alone.
Yeah, definitely. Carrie, what have you been up to?
Well, school started back up for me, so I've mostly been doing that. This semester has a couple of the more intense courses in my program, so dealing with that. The gadget that's been getting the most use for me has been my Kindle, because it gets me through my lunch breaks at work and downtime when I'm not studying and whatnot. Except I'm actually between book series at the moment, so I kind of don't know what to do with myself because I haven't decided what to read next.
Oh no. The struggle is real.
The struggle is very real, but I have some good recommendations coming my way. I just need to actually be decisive and pick something. Unfortunately, picking something means actually buying the book, so that might wait a couple days. But yeah, and I've been knitting more, which is awesome. Actually finished this shawl one of these years.
Can we see? Are you doing one right now? Or is that what you're not knitting right now, are you?
Oh, no, I'm messing with my blanket.
Oh, okay. You fooled me. I thought you were knitting.
No, I left my bag in the other room, so I can't show off my project. It just looks like a triangle.
It's real adorable, though. Like, she's real good at it.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, Josh is going to get it. Oh,
yeah, he's going to go get it, huh? Good man right there.
Josh, good man.
He is the best.
+1 man. +1 good man.
Thank you. Dale says you're a +1 good man.
+1 good man.
So yeah, this is my shawl that I'm working on. It's kind of scrunchy because it needs to be like stretched out and blocked. But there it is.
Wow, that's amazing. It looks like wow. That is beautiful.
Thank you very much.
This is a podcast? Can people see it?
Yeah, well,
you guys can't see it. It's awesome.
Yeah, for audio listeners, it's real great.
At first, I thought it looked like panties, but
It's a triangle and there's lace.
So it instantly makes it look like panties.
They look like panties, but it's beautiful.
I have a new game. Are these panties? I'm just kidding.
That's okay. Apparently the knitting podcast community calls that the uterus shawl because as you knit more of it, it kind of starts to look like one.
Very true.
I can see that.
How long does it take you to do that? That's
I knit slow as fuck, so that's a couple of weeks worth of work right there. Like spread out over time.
damn. That's is it like meditation for you? I'm just curious.
Yeah, pretty much. Like it's very the harder stuff you have to focus more on, like the more intricate lace patterns and stuff. Because knitting is basically just like there's knitting, there's purling, and then you can like slip stitches around or wrap yarn around your needles. And that's pretty much it. Like all of knitting is just various combinations of those things. So like the really intricate stuff you kind of have to focus more on, but something simple like that pattern is actually deceptively simple. So yeah, you can just kind of space out, or in my case, listen to CJ DMing. Like I was listening to every word you said, CJ, even though it looks like I wasn't paying attention.
No, I know what it's like. I know what it looks like when people aren't paying attention.
What does it look like?
Yeah, it really is very zen and relaxing. And for somebody who needs something to do with my hands while I'm listening to something, and also a full-time online student, knitting is a great hobby. Because I can just sit there and zone out to my knitting and have my lecture on and actually be paying attention, and it's really great.
Nice. It's awesome.
And that's basically what I've been doing. Josh, what have you been up to?
Work.
The end.
January is a real shitty month to work in a pharmacy, kids.
Oh,
Just saying.
I need my prescription deductible numbers from last year.
I need a report run off for my pharmacy expenses for the past year. I don't have my new insurance card. You can look that up, right?
Just put my social in the computer.
My insurance hasn't sent me my new card yet, but I called and they gave me my prescription billing information. Non-matched recipient ID. Yeah, I need the billing information for member X. Yeah, okay, here's the numbers. Completely different numbers from what the member was given when they called.
Whoopsie.
It's January. Everybody's insurance's information is changing. The pharmacies they can go to are changing because of that usually. It's January, so everybody's sick from travel. The flu has been kicking everyone's ass because a strain popped up that hasn't been seen in a decade.
Yep.
And we're
Gnarly.
short-staffed.
Oh, no.
I think my favorite insurance thing, other than put my social in the computer, is, but you have my group number. Can't you find me with that?
Yes, your group number.
But see, then I go to my doctor's office and they're like, "Oh, we already have your updated insurance. You're good." I'm like, "How?"
It depends on the carrier, because like, okay, Rachel, I could look you up on your vision plan right now and tell you your CJ and all of your kids' benefits.
Oh, I know.
Like it's
Because,
ridiculously
well,
easy. But
I
then
work for a company that has 18,000 employees. Pinellas County, teeny tiny little county on the dick of Florida. Big numbers in people that live here.
But you have one of the easiest insurances to look up, at least for vision, and some of them are obnoxious and like need 20 different numbers.
Yeah, that's the thing is some of the insurance providers you submit with their old plan information, if it hasn't changed much from the end of the last year, they'll just kick back with new member ID, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, well, that's what mine does.
It's a hassle. It's a hassle. Video game wise, I have been playing not much, but I have started up I Am Setsuna.
Nice.
Which it's not the best game ever. It does have an absolutely gorgeous piano-driven soundtrack.
Yeah, I do.
But it's called I Am Setsuna. It's for the Switch. It's a Square Enix collective game. They were touting it as like a kind of a spiritual successor to the Chrono Trigger franchise. Like
Yeah.
I don't see any like actual connection with the games other than some of the mechanics. Like your party members can learn techniques that will chain with other party members' techniques that you can chain together into triple techniques, and so that's cool. I
Yeah.
appreciate that. But it's otherwise a very straightforward JRPG style game. Like the music is fantastic, the art is pretty cute. It's a pretty basic, straightforward story, but I'm having fun with it, and that is the important thing. It also does one of those completely sensible things that I love, in that party members that aren't actively in your party still get experience.
Yes.
Nice.
So nobody falls behind in the level cap, and you have to grind to get them back up to par if you need them for some reason.
Unlike with Xenoblade Chronicles, where CJ and I had characters out that actually out-leveled our main characters somehow.
And then it does another fun thing that I like seeing in games in general, in that depending on the fashion in which you finish off the enemy monsters, they will drop different materials.
Yeah, it makes you really think about how you're actually handling those specific monsters. Like, and it's a fun level of thinking.
So, yeah, overall, like I said, it's not the oh my god, this is amazing, best game ever type of experience, but it's still a very enjoyable one, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And you can totally just chill out to that soundtrack.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
so nice.
I bought it and I do not regret it. Like, it is a fantastic soundtrack.
Did you say you bought a soundtrack?
Yeah.
Okay.
If I like,
He was going to say that in like 25 years.
video game soundtracks, like I attach myself to big time. I mean, I buy movie soundtracks every so often too. I'm a big musical fan. So like,
Yeah,
Greatest Showman that came out.
Leaving.
How do you buy a sound? Do you like buy it like on a computer? Like it's not like a CD disc, is it?
No, I usually iTunes or Google Play or Amazon.
No, you
I
just
order a
go,
lot of my stuff through geek-io.net/Amazon, where you can where a little bit comes back to us. It doesn't cost you any extra.
you go back to cassettes. Actually, you know, the
Yes.
Hunchback of Notre Dame on cassette is actually pretty good.
8-track stuff.
Yeah.
One of my coworkers brought in an 8-track player to like show off to all the young kids that work there. I'm like, man, this audio quality is garbage.
That Hunchback of Notre Dame cassette somewhere in here.
But you had to figure they were being played on garbage speakers to begin with, so you probably didn't notice as much.
Exactly. But no, like I bought that one. I really want to buy the full Persona 5 soundtrack, but it's like $60. And like I want to buy the Xenoblade Chronicles soundtrack, but it has not been released yet. So
I really need to get my hands on the Bastion soundtrack. That thing is so good. Bastion was such a good game.
I have it. It came with my purchase of the game.
Good to know. I'll have to rip that off of you at some point. I mean,
go to geek-io.net/Amazon and buy it.
Do we have a
outside of that, not doing too much. I treated myself to a couple stupid tiny little robots at Anime Fix, our local geek store. And they are adorable, and I love them dearly, even though they kill my fingers.
They're so cute.
They are cute and tiny and adorable.
And my kids will never touch them because they will have their fingers broken.
Well, I mean, these come out of gachapon machines, so they're not exactly
God, I
made
love
of
that.
super quality, high premium materials or anything, but they're fun little model kits out of a capsule because Japan.
You know, my kids.
You don't paint those yourself, do you?
No. These come pre-painted.
He does paint some of them.
Yeah, let's see some of your paint work.
Nice.
Other side. Yeah, this thing they wanted you to sticker to hell and back. This is a slightly larger model kit, but I had paint markers, so it's like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm painting this bitch.
Wait, go back a little so it'll focus. It's not focusing. There we go. Just a little. Yeah, perfect. Nice. That's cool.
Again, audio listeners, you can really tune in live Thursdays at 10 p.m. Eastern. At Twitch.
It's gonna be a treat when I edit this later and listen to the audio recording and go, oh, yeah.
That's
Adorable.
important.
It's to any audio listeners who follow Gunpla stuff. It's one of the little SD Gundam model kits that costs a couple bucks, and he just completely repainted it and did up metallic details and stuff.
And then I've also been playing with some of the not Transformers that I got for Christmas from Carrie. She got me a set of not Transformers. She got me a set of the Protectobots. And so here's one of them. This is Hi-Med, as they're calling him, because the names are the only trademark things.
Slightly more than meets the optical receptacle.
And it's a nice little ambulance guy. And he's not a robot under an ambulance. It's a pretty clean transformation. And they're nice. I enjoy them.
It's not a Transformer?
It's not an officially licensed Hasbro Takara production is the thing. There are companies out there who saw a niche that Hasbro was missing out on for the adult collectors, like, our age, who grew up with Transformers.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at the Transformers that are on the shelves now from the more recent waves, they're crap. They are mostly hollow, cheap plastic that's sparsely painted with terrible stickers, and they're charging $15 up for them.
Mm.
The third-party companies came along. They either make their own or use decommissioned molds and upgrade them to create similar designs, or straight up, hey, this is a red Mack truck with a gray cab. I wonder who this could be. But because it doesn't have the Autobot or Decepticon logos and it doesn't use the name Optimus Prime, it's perfectly legal.
Schmoptima Beta.
It's a Tasmorpher. It's not a Transformer. It's a Tasmorpher.
But
Do you think that works?
these third-party companies, they come through and they do really nice work.
Holy.
Damn, dude, that's awesome. That looks old school.
And yeah, they're more expensive, but they are more worth their price point than what Hasbro is putting out on theirs. Like, I would rather spend the $140 or whatnot that something of that scale and quality costs and be satisfied with the purchase than spend the $15 to $20 that Hasbro is asking for current wave Transformers and feel like I'm going to break the damn thing if I move it.
Mm. I used to have an old Omega Supreme. You guys remember that?
Ooh, Omega Supreme.
So he goes around the
I ate one of those earlier.
Yeah, that's sour cream though.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's one of them in robot mode. This is not Groove. They call him Axel. He turns into a motorcycle. And
I would
it's
like to
just
see like one of the new ones to compare.
Unfortunately, I don't have any of the new line stuff because it's all garbage. Just look up the most recent wave that just finished up was called Titan's Return. It's a take on the old Headmasters from G1.5, I think. But yeah, it was terrible. And now they're doing this Power of the Primes things, which combines both the aspect of combiners, the Headmasters, and they're doing slightly better in the quality aspect with paint jobs and whatnot, but it's still nowhere near worth the price point, and that's why the third-party companies are awesome. In my eyes, anyways, because they make stuff like this.
Wow.
Throw a rat.
What does that turn into?
Oh, I mean, it's
a bat now, right?
Yeah, it's a bat right now. He's one of the not Headmasters. He's by a company called Fans Project. They call him Sigma, which makes me laugh because Mega Man fandom.
Yeah.
But he just turns into a little badass purple speaker dude. I believe the Transformer he's based off is called Night Scream or something like that. I don't really know, but yeah, it's a very solid figure, and like even his head component is better than some of the stuff Hasbro is putting out right now. If I can get it out, because it's stored in this nifty little knot coffin on his back.
Not coffin. Nice.
Well, I mean, it's
Wait,
kind of
what's stored? What is that? What are we looking at? What's stored on his back?
well, there's like a little coffin shape on his back, and that's where his little partner robot is, because he's based on a headmaster design, and so he's got a second little robot that transforms into his robot mode's head. Ah, there we go. Got it unclipped.
You have a shit ton of like stuff.
Well, this is our nerd cave.
I don't know if they're miniatures or like toys or like what do you call it? Man, like is that all of it, or like is that just behind your head?
Yeah, see, there's his little head, dude. He folds up into a noggin for the.
There is a reason why I call his house Robot House.
Yeah. Is it that behind him is the majority of the collection, but that's both of our collections combined.
Oh wow, you too. Wow, that's awesome.
Mhm.
That's really cool. Do you guys have do you guys have old school stuff? Like, do you have a sound wave in there? You guys remember that?
I wish I had a Soundwave. Soundwave was one of the cooler Decepticons. Yeah, see,
One of the cooler voices too. Remember that?
turns into tiny head.
We've
Awesome.
we've got the remade masterpiece ? Grimlock,
Yes.
One sec.
Me be Grimlock. Yeah.
and there's a giant Devastator
Yeah, I love
over
that.
where he is too. Like
Didn't-
freaking ginormous.
That's awesome.
No, it is a sight to be seen. The robot house.
Yeah, Dale's seen the insanity of the nerd cave.
And I didn't. It actually made me be quiet, so that's a rarity. So thank you.
Yeah, it is. What?
I mean, actually, that wasn't on the pre-show, was it? About your recent discovery about me?
No, it was off air. I made sure of it.
And I have no shame.
I made sure.
Although I do now know names of things that I can order for Dale. And sizes, ironically enough. I wonder.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of size, here's Devastator.
Wow. Jeez. That's like as big as your body, man.
He's a big boy, but Hasbro made him specifically to be massive,
Wow.
and so like
Holy moly.
the paint isn't fantastic. Like the colors are spot on to G1, neon green and purple. But a lot of his pieces are just super hollow, and the plastic feels like I could snap it if too much force gets put on it.
We're getting the dual camera angle over here,
Oh yeah, for
so you can for scale. Also, Christmas tree for scale. We almost
Josh.
have it down.
Josh for scale. He's a big boy. And then in the way back here, I actually have a third-party take on Devastator, who is molded in different colors, which I feel does a slightly better job.
Nice.
Can we see this guy fight the other guy real quick? I mean, no, seriously, I want to see the battle. Like, is that a Constructicon? No,
it's not much of a
it's Constructicon, isn't it?
yeah. I mean, this is a third-party take on the Constructicons,
Like
so
a
it doesn't.
whole Constructicon robot put together.
Yeah, it's all.
Yes.
You got your mixed truck. You got the front end loader. You got the crane arm up there. He's got his bulldozer arm and the
Wow.
scoop arm. But yeah, he's a much better figure, even though he's smaller, because he's more detailed. His transformation is better. His individual units are more fun, and like they did something really like goofy. And he's even got like these are screwdriver hand attachments, Phillips head and flathead. Why? No reason, but they're awesome.
That is awesome.
For audio listeners and anybody live interested watching, that is the Make Toys yellow giant that he's showing off.
My friend Ryan from the UK is watching, and
Hi, Ryan from UK.
Hi.
he's liking the Transformers.
But yeah, I mean, we've got all kinds of robot goodness in this house, including a very dear friend.
Yeah, there it is, Voltron.
Which, if you haven't watched the DreamWorks Voltron on Netflix yet, do yourself a favor and go do that.
Yeah.
It is real good.
I was definitely afraid that that was not going to succeed because it came out like during the whole like we're gonna bring back Thundercats and stuff like that, and those failed. I was like, no.
The Thundercats failed, but and then so you thought the Voltron was gonna fail too?
Yeah.
I had slightly better hopes for Voltron because of not only DreamWorks being attached to it, but the fact that it was a lot of the production staff from Legend of Korra and Avatar.
Also Netflix.
Well,
Can I ask you guys a question?
Yeah.
Like, do you think like it fails because like it's bad, or do you think it fails because we're just old? You know, like if you were like 8 watching that same exact show of the Thundercats, like the new one, would you be like, oh, this sucks, or would you be like, dude, this is awesome? You know what I mean? Like,
well, the thing is with the new Thundercats, I didn't get a chance to watch it. However, my dad, who watched the old Thundercats with me when I was a little kid, thought it was pretty good. They even made a couple of little changes to the story, like Panthro wasn't initially in the show. He showed up later on as like a grizzled veteran war hero.
Yeah. It was
and it's
really good. Like I watched it, and I watched it with my kids. Like they liked it, even though they never watched the original one.
Yeah.
So I think in some cases there's probably going to be instances of someone's nostalgia boner killing it for them. Like they went into it with such high expectations, but not wanting it to be too drastically different from the original, that it killed their enjoyment of it.
Yeah.
But I am not so religiously beholden to like canon stuff that like if something gets rebooted, if it's not exactly what I remember watching as a kid, it's garbage. Like the new Power Rangers movie. Everything about that was just not appealing to me. And especially partially due to the fact that I eventually discovered Super Sentai, which is where Power Rangers gets all its stock footage and ideas from, and is just generally a vastly superior franchise. But
Rao says we need to make a remake of SWAT Cats.
Yeah, man.
The Extreme Task Force.
It can star Raoul's cat.
Yeah.
Raoul's Cat. There you go.
The one that doesn't exist.
Samurai Pizza Cats.
Good old robot kangaroo for no reason other than to say the word kangaroo on this show.
The kangaroo is the chief.
SWAT Cats, you're writing checks. You're writing checks. Your bodies can't cash. Give me your faces and jets.
And the kangaroo shoves the checks in its pouch.
Yeah.
I totally heard that as like checks with an X, like Chex Mix for some reason.
Shoves Chex Mix into the pouch.
You have to forgive Dale. He's Australian. I love him anyways.
No, that's just my brain deciding to choose the wrong homophone.
I mean, both.
Speaking of homophones, Rachel, what you been up to?
If I make it through the semester at school, I'm going to be halfway done with my master's degree.
Woo!
Scary. I'm in school. Yeah, I only have 3 more semesters. It's freaking scary.
Congratulations. Awesome. That's really hard to do.
Yeah, I'm going for educational leadership. So I like to torture myself.
Also, Roland, for your gratification, here is Bat Dude transformed.
Yes, thank you. Oh wow, looks so much different than the original. Not the original, but like when he was a bat.
Mm-hmm. That's the thing, is they do a much better job in terms of making the transformations interesting instead of just robot under a jet.
God, you have so many figures. It's awesome.
Well, that's the great thing about being an adult, is I have the money to buy the toys I couldn't get when I was a kid.
Also, we are dinks with who are just children pretending to be adults. So Christmas is us buying each other that kind of toy.
Nice.
So yeah, Rachel. Sorry.
Sorry, continue. We're going along.
So needless to say, yes, I'm a teacher and work. I had a student that was supposed to go to another school, and she's not going now.
Oh no! Did the doorknobs hold her back?
No. My higher power that had this grand idea in her head didn't clear it with everybody she was supposed to. So she made me look like the asshole. Great. So I got to break that news to my assistant principal, you know, the one that she peed on her floor and was eating staples in her office and, you know, other various things that should not be getting eaten by a child or a person ever. So I broke that to my AP today, and she just looked at me. She goes, "You're fucking kidding." I have not heard my AP curse, but maybe a damn it or a shit here and there. When my AP looks at me and goes, "You're fucking kidding me," like straight face, looked at me like, "What? Where did you hear this?" I went, "Oh, told me," and she went, "No, that I'm gonna make that fucking happen." I was like, "Ooh, yes, ma'am." So,
Yes, ma'am.
yeah, that and the same person that said those things turned around and was handing stuff to our DMT that she puts all the people, like all the students, into our computers and keeps the computers updated. And we were explicitly told by this woman not to hand our DMT anything physical paper media. It had to go through email, and she handed her a stack, I kid you not, an inch thick of papers to update when she was supposed to be sending them to her through email, and they're fucking handwritten, and my DMT is losing her shit today because of this, as I'm leaving at 4:00 this afternoon. So that's been my week. Yay. Tempers were flaring at the school today, and I was taking a half day, but as you can hear, I sound a little froggy. And I'm feeling like crap, and I've been living off of Dayquil all week. So my half day tomorrow is turned into a fuck you. I'm taking the full day. I'm doing my iron infusion while my kids are at school because I changed my iron infusion to 8:00 in the morning. And that'll be number 4 if it's successful. I've got one more. And I've just been watching CJ. Occasionally, I've been playing Xenoblade Chronicles 2. But mostly I've been watching CJ, or I've been doing his diving and just literally hitting an A button for hours on end because that's what I do. And tonight we sat around waiting for Dragon Ball Fighters pre-release to happen before midnight up at GameStop. So we went and killed like an hour and a half over at Panera and watched the kids play Yu-Gi-Oh! So I lead a wonderfully boring life. And then I decided we want to talk about it, 9:00 at night. Because I'm an adult.
I mean, either that or talking about it at 2 in the afternoon. You take your pick.
Although I have to say, and Dale, you will appreciate this, you're an a box by itself guy. I think I've seen him there a couple times, and he was talking and that. I heard him in the background, and there was no box by itself tonight. Sorry.
He still works there?
Dude, you've got to realize something. A lot of this area's socioeconomic standings don't change. If you've got a job, you tend to stay in it.
He still works there?
I know somebody who has worked at McDonald's for 7 years now.
Dale job shaming.
No, I'm not job shaming.
Even though his job closed down in 1992 here, so
Yeah, no, before I was.
Before you were born, Dale.
All right, you said it. Yeah, I'm surprised that dude still works there. Shout out to that dude if he's listening. Fucks by itself.
In a box by itself, better than mustard.
I wonder. Okay, inside jokes, but I wonder if the mustard guy still works there. I wonder how his marriage to his wife is going.
Yeah, his total wife.
If he's got a wife, then Dale, I'm a lesbian with you.
I mean, yes, but also
Dale is my sister wife. She is my spirit animal. So yeah, there you go, Dale.
Thanks.
Hit a box by itself.
stuff. I appreciate it.
All right, guys. Well,
Too, so.
we are going to take a quick break. And during the break, podcast listeners, you are going to hear a word from our sponsor. And everybody is going to hear the amazing new cover of Careless Whisper by our friend Leo Moracchioli, I believe is how he pronounces it.
Maracchioli.
Yep, he did a metal cover of Careless Whisper, and it's real good.
Ooh.
And we will be right back. Stay tuned.
So unsure as I take your hand and lead you to the dance floor. As the music dies, something in your eyes also mine a silver screen and all its sad goodbye. I'm never gonna dance again. Just to be I've got no rhythm. Oh, it's easy to pretend. I know you're not a fool. Should've known better than to see your friend. A wasted time that I've been given. So I'm never gonna dance again the way I dance with you. Time can never mend the careless whispers of a good friend to the heart and mind. Ignorance is kind. There's no comfort in the truth. Pain is all you find. I'm never gonna dance again. Just to be I've got no rhythm. Oh, it's easy to pretend. I know you're not a fool. Should've known better than to see your friend. And waste the time that I've been given. So I'm never gonna dance again the way I dance with you.
All right, friends, that was Leo Moracchioli cover of Careless Whisper. Found on his Spotify, YouTube channel, iTunes, anywhere that you buy digital music, you can get all his amazing stuff.
I'm just glad he kept the sax.
Yep. The guy who did it is not on the Spotify listed anywhere, but the band he works with, he is the metal sax player. Like that's what he does, is he plays saxophone with metal music.
Okay. I mean, all saxophones are metal technically, so.
Yeah.
God damn it, Josh.
Hey, I have a quick question for Carrie, though.
You're
Hey,
not
Carrie.
wrong. It's just, it's like a marching oboist. You don't commonly see people playing saxophone and metal music.
I mean, I play my elbow all the time.
I have a quick question for Carrie. Hey, Carrie, how's the weather in Australia at the moment? Just want to throw that out there.
Apparently, it's still monsoon raining. How's the weather in Florida?
It's hot and cold, and it's up and it's down, and it's yes and it's no.
And it can't figure its shit out. CJ, our man in the chair is slacking tonight.
How's he slacking?
He's probably sleeping.
Twitch
Like, come
stream.
on. We all know Raul doesn't check the Slack.
Exactly. Love you, Ralph. Sorry.
Hey! Oh my God, Dale! You went back to Australia. You look fabulous in the lighting there.
Oh, and it's still raining too. So, just
I don't have the Twitch stream playing, so that's the reason why I didn't know what was going on. I just have the chat open.
Yeah, Quarrelsome Rhino actually pointed it out. It was pretty great. Oh no, that was same color. Okay, so no, it was Rachel that pointed it out.
Oh, it was Rachel.
I was going off of color and not actually reading.
Yeah, I do kind of take, initiative sometimes.
All right. Well, it is
I have
time.
advantage on initiative.
I
Speaking
pay
of
attention.
initiative.
Speaking of initiative, it's time to geek out with our guest.
Oh, geek out.
Yes, indeed, it is time for the Geek Out segment, where we take a topic or our guest and rake them over the coals until they don't want to deal with us anymore. All right.
Guess it's laughing, so that's okay.
So, Rolo, tell us a bit about your game.
The game is called Eternal Kings, and it's a cross between chess and modern day card games. So it kind of adds what like both don't really have. Chess is all movement and nothing else. Card games are like everything but movement usually. So it kind of like marriages like both worlds, So basically, you have chess pieces that they all move like chess pieces, but they all can like do additional things like heal or throw or counter spells or there's just all sorts of different things that they can do. It just adds another layer of complexity to the game of chess, but it's like really fun, man. It works perfectly. There it is, yeah.
Ooh.
It's a big boys game, I'll tell you that. It's really serious like competition. It's not there's like no gimmicks to it. It really plays well, and it's very skill based. So like if you're good at chess, fine, but you can't really study this game. That's a good thing. So it's kind of like a now kind of game.
Is this gonna sound real weird? And I hate the fact that I have to say it, but I've been known to like weird things about games. The game smells good. Well,
Yeah.
I'm blind, so like my touch and smell senses are much higher than normal. So like I open the box, like that
Yeah.
smells like a good card game.
It's just yeah, it is. That's a smell
I'd
of
like to
good
point out
cards,
this is
man.
the same person who tonight, when he opened his little figure, goes, I went, are you seriously sniffing Goku?
That's awesome.
Hey, I smell my yarn when it comes.
Well, see, yarn is a fabric and it has a very distinct smell. But no, he literally. Here, wait. Do I have something small that I can use? I don't even have. Here, wait. I'll sniff the bear. See, teddy bear. He literally opens the package and goes. I was like, "Did you serious? Like, what are you doing?"
I love the fact that your
like
card,
Final
by the way, your
Fantasy,
business
like,
card,
normal,
which
I
I'm
guess.
going to probably block the phone number of.
it's
Probably not. That would be probably a good
Because
idea.
that violates the regardless if you give me permission to do it or not, that violates Twitch TOS. So I'm gonna block the phone number here. I like how the fact that your business card is also looks like the cards from the game, including the fact that it is on a Eternal Kings pack.
It is actually. It's a card. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
yeah.
I was
It-
scrolling.
Go ahead.
No, I was saying I was scrolling through your Facebook page a little bit earlier, and holy crap, you guys' art is so pretty.
It is really good.
Your art team did an amazing job.
It's actually 4 different guys. So there's 4 realms in Eternal Kings, and I have one artist. I have one artist for each realm. There's 2 guys in Canada. They're 2 separate guys from Canada. There's one guy in Poland, and there's one guy in Russia, and they're all like such badass like dudes. They're great, man. Fun to work with, and it's really cool how like all their styles kind of mesh together. Like when you put all the cards on the board, they kind of, you don't look at one piece and go like, dude, that looks completely different. It all kind of works out. So I've been really stoked. That was actually like one of my favorites was the Initiative of Vetus. This guy right here who does I don't know if you can see.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time. Like I'm putting the stuff up, but I don't think it's coming through very well.
Well,
but...
you're getting some glare on the actual card stock itself.
Yeah, because again, this is gonna sound real weird.
Tendency to flip camera to who's ever talking actively.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if you guys see this one. Look at this is just dude.
So good.
Yeah.
And Rebel's gonna probably slap his head, but cardstock feels real good too. Like this feels.
Hey, that's important.
Yeah, it really is.
So, the version that you guys have is just a prototype. It was actually manufactured by a company called the Game Crafter, which they've done a really, really good job, and also they're US based. So, but the actual game itself is going to be like 1,000 times better.
Oh.
It's going to be great. Honestly, like when the actual game gets manufactured, it's going to be like Christmas for me because it's different. Like when you print with I believe they like do plate printing versus like the type of printing that the Game Crafter does. So I can't wait for that day, man. I can't wait till people start playing this and like getting good. Like I've made something that I think people can like honestly take to the next level once they start playing, and like people are already starting to beat me. I can't even beat like half the people I play against now, and it's like I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know if I'm just getting worse at my own game, but man, like they're getting good.
I mean, I've been known to do that too. We had a couple game crafters come into the studio here, and they're like, "All right, here's the game." Me playing a couple games into it because I'm a card player. I've been playing Magic the Gathering since 1994. So like I said, I was talking about playing Dragon Ball Super earlier. Like this is what I do. I play games and I strategize and I do this. Like 2 games into playing this guy's game with him, he's like, I don't even know how the hell you did that.
Yeah, it happens, man. It takes about 3 games. I would give people about 3 games. Like the first game, like any game, you kind of just learn it. You have to learn the characters and things like that. But game 2 and game 3, you really start like kind of understanding how things work. And it's just a different play on like how you're doing things. The goal is still to kill the king, but you're not doing it just by moving pieces. I mean, you are still moving pieces, but you're doing it in other ways. You're trying to kill your opponent's pieces and like make your way through and do tactics, but it's just not just like the one dimension that chess has. It's totally different. Like you could put traps on the board. You could put like structure on the board where like if one of your opponent's creatures goes into that structure, something happens. You could heal your allies to keep them alive. So normally, like in the regular game of chess, if a pawn, for example, were to attack one of your pawns, it no matter what takes it. But if you strategize and did the right things, you could actually heal your pawn from dying. And so it's just it's a different layer, man. I can't wait.
It's actually kind of funny and makes me happy because I've been watching this anime recently called Blood Blockade Battlefront. And in the series, there is this game from the other realm, the spirit realm called Prosfair. And it's like chess on steroids. to the point where the longer the game goes on, like more boards start unfolding out from the main board and the pieces can evolve into bigger creatures. And it's like, dude, why isn't there like a better chess out there? And
Now there is.
It's weird. And I wrote this in my Kickstarter. Like, I don't want to like, it's not gimmicky. It's weird. It's when we first created this game, I played Magic. This game has a huge influence from Magic the Gathering. It really does. I played since like 90, I played since third edition. CJ, I don't know if you like right.
Yeah, that would be 90, 95, 96 in there somewhere.
So I played for like 16 years, and it's like when I first created this game, we shot for the stars. You know, it was like every card had like 2 abilities, like it could do crazy things. It was unbelievable, right? But when we started playing, it was just like it was ridiculous. It went so far away from chess that like it wasn't good. So my goal was to like bring it back to chess, but I didn't want to recreate chess because then what's the point either? I wanted to make it to where like, you know, you have a little of this, but a little of that, but you're not going too crazy in like different directions, you know what I mean? Where the game's just gimmicky and just not fun, you know? So yeah, that's, you know, like I know like Steve Jackson's Nightmare Chess is a little like that. It's so over the top, not to take away from his game, but man, it's so over the top. It's like, you can't, you know, it takes away from, you know, the strategy. But yeah, it's exciting. We launch on Tuesday. A lot of people have been waiting for this, especially myself, and it's kind of nerve-wracking because you know, like launching, I have no idea what's going to happen, but you know, hopefully people will see this game for what it really is, and you know, we'll go from there, right, CJ? I don't...
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I mean, like, sorry, go on.
No, go ahead, Dale.
So, tell us more about the Kickstarter itself, or as much as you can, because you were talking.
Oh my God, Discord, why?
Ask me some questions about Kickstarter. I'll tell you. It's
I mean, we could be here for hours because I just find like the creative process so fascinating. And I've never actually done a Kickstarter myself. I've always wanted to, but I've never had a project to do it. That sounds weird, but I just want to go through that experience. What was it like deciding that Kickstarter was the platform to release it on, if that makes sense?
I decided maybe like 2 or 3 years ago that I wanted to self-publish this game. You know, I don't really know why. Honestly, I think I wanted the challenge. I think it was just more fun for me to do that. And so if you are self-publishing a game, Kickstarter is an absolute must. It really is, because like, you know, the game is done and that cost quite a bit. You know, I've gotten some loans from here and there, and I saved some money and like, you know, all sorts of ways to actually like, to get the capital to actually be able to finish the game. But now the game's finished, right? But it's not manufactured yet. The game's just done. Like, it's play tested. We have all the art, the graphics, you know, everything's, but the game's not manufactured yet. To manufacture the game, that's going to cost a lot of money. And so that's where the Kickstarter comes in, is to raise the money so I can actually like manufacture it and send it to people. So, yeah, the whole, yeah.
And I think
that answers your question.
It kind of does. Also, give us some more details about the Kickstarter itself. So, do people like? Is it just the game itself, or can people get like extra bonuses at different levels, or is it just more just focused on the game itself?
For this one, especially since this is my first Kickstarter, I didn't want to get crazy and like have all sorts. I did want to get crazy. I wanted to offer this. I want to offer that. I actually I wanted to start offering miniatures for this game, for aesthetic purposes only.
Oh, dude.
I'll give you an example. I'll show you. It's crazy. Like, and this is going to happen like in the future. If or when this game is successful, I'm going to make miniatures for it. But if you, I don't know if the camera's on me, but like, if you look at this guy right here, his name is Kokra Who Crawls, right? I don't know if you guys could see that. but he's a mutant creation. Basically, he's like he has like arms and legs and heads, and he's just like this spider-looking mutant creation that the mutants had formed. I wanted to make a miniature out of that as a stretch goal. And if we met the stretch goal, then I would create the miniature, and the miniature would be for aesthetics purposes only, right? If you were playing the game, you could put that miniature on top of the piece and just look cool and just be happy about that. And it's awesome, right? But God, man, it's not easy to do miniatures. First of all, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of stress. It's a lot of this, a lot of that. And so since this was my first Kickstarter, I decided, and this is like an executive final decision, I decided just to sell the game only, because I didn't want to come into like a whole bunch of complications like afterwards, and then people wait. It happens all the time, and I didn't want that to happen. I really want
number 9.
Yeah. It happens all the time. Like people, like there's 2 years later and they still don't have their game. That's because like they got like super ambitious. Yeah. So for this first go, we're just selling the game itself. Some people ask me like, that's it, and I say, yeah, that's we're just selling.
They want one of those. I love the ones that are like $10,000. Come and eat the creator's dinner for him or something.
Yeah, and if it works, it works. But like for me, it just didn't work. I just wanted to keep things simple. I just want to get the game out there. I want people to start playing. I want people to start like creating their decks, getting good, and then we'll go from there. Like if like we'll start getting a little more ambitious, but like one step at a time. That was my thing. So
yeah. Absolutely.
I hope that's okay with you guys, honestly. Like I want to offer you everyone like miniatures and this and that, but like I'm not seeing on yet.
That's the next Kickstarter after the game's made it big and you've got a following.
Yeah. See, I've been jaded in the past on this kind of stuff. You shouldn't take a mighty bite of something that's 9 impossible to chew.
Yeah.
Well, not exactly the creator's dinner for him.
Yeah, I mean, Josh was one of those people that spent $9,000 to go eat somebody's dinner for them.
Yeah, not quite that bad, but it still left a bad taste in my mouth. But the fact of the matter is, you set a realistic goal. You know what you need to get your game out there, and that's all you're attempting. Because the more stuff you stack on, it's going to start Jenga-ing eventually.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you guys like to see in a Kickstarter? I'm just curious. Like when you guys, I mean, you guys have backed, several projects. Like
I have, yeah.
What do you guys look for?
I mean, me personally, I've backed like 6 or 7 of them now, and I've even ran a couple of them unsuccessfully. But like sometimes it's just nice to just get the core product. Like if that core product can come with I'm actually not a huge fan of like tiered, and like this tier, if you pay like $700 or something like that, then you get the super mega ultimate collection version of it. Like I kind of like just being like involved in the process. Like that's the big thing for me, and that's what I buy into is like even if it is just an early copy of the game or something like that, like that's what I personally enjoy. I just like something that's very simple but knows what it does.
Yeah. And if we're talking about like what extra stuff do we like, I kind of like meaningful stuff. Like, oh, if you extra a couple of dollars, you get an extra little 5-pack of different creatures you can use, and you can pick like what nation they come from or something like that. Like nothing necessarily super crazy, and nothing that makes the game like pay to win, but like Zombicide had 1 extra hero that was from the Kickstarter that backers could get and stuff like that.
Or, even something not like super simple, but something that just says, hey, I was with this from the start. Like, 1 specific card that has a different art asset.
Yeah.
I mean,
So more added to the game, actually. Like,
yeah.
You guys probably prefer like, and I'm the same way. Like, instead of like an upgraded card stock, which I feel like all games should probably have the most upgraded card stock anyways.
Yeah, right. Don't sell me on better card stock. If you're not giving me that crap to begin with, I'm gonna be pissed.
People do it all the time, man, and I'm just like, come on. My first like 10 stretch goals are just all added cards.
And that's good.
That's what I like.
New rooks, new this, new like just all.
Don't put like don't put like the best card stock between in the like 5 back. Like no.
That should be base feature.
Well, you understand, CJ, you're a smart guy. Like a lot of not saying that people aren't smart, but like a lot of people just don't know. Like they don't understand that a lot of people just do that because they need to put stretch goals up there. So
yeah. And for me, that's a turnoff. Like, and that's one of those ones. Like, I've turned off a couple of people of like my friends who have been like, "Yeah, I'm launching this Kickstarter. You're gonna order, right?" And like, I played the game. I love the game. Sure. Like, okay, look at it, and they pass it through me to take a look at it because I've been doing this for freaking 10 years now almost. And like, and I look at them like, why are you hiding the card stock? Because it's expensive. Then fucking increase your price. Increase the base price that you're asking for. If it's that expensive, if that's a deal breaker for you, put that in the base, because you're not going to get to that point. If I touch your cards and like me just touching them, like bends them like nothing. Like this is like Dragon Ball Z card game had a really crappy card stock, but like if I can easily like almost ruin a card just by like looking at it, no.
Yeah.
And that's part, and not to get too into the marketing theory of it, but I just can't help myself as a recent marketing graduate. But that's a part of the product, and if the product is, I want to say faulty, but doesn't serve its the purpose that it was intended for, then there are going to be a lot of annoyed people when they get the game and then suddenly realize, oh, the cards.
I don't think they're doing it though because they don't want to give you a good game with bad cards. I think they're doing it because they know they're going to reach that stretch goal anyways, so they just need to put something up there.
Okay, if you're gonna put like upgraded materials as a stretch goal though, at least make foil the stretch goal and not the card stock. I'll do foil stretch goals.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like foil. Like that would be
shiny.
a great one. Like give me shiny cards. Oh yeah.
Foil.
Yeah. That's the thing is a lot of times the material can make a huge difference. Like with the third party Transformers I was just showing off a while back. Those all feel like quality plastic. They feel good in the hand. They don't feel like they're gonna fall apart when I'm playing with them. Whereas mainline stuff, which is made using cheaper grade plastic, but still asking for, a decent amount of money for it, it doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
And I've seen, YouTube reviews with these, these mainline figures where after a couple of times playing with them, the plastic is already starting to show those white marks that say, hey, this is going to break soon.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's like, that shouldn't be happening.
Yeah, and especially with cards where you're shuffling them every,
every game.
Yeah.
Sometimes in the game itself, depending on what kind of deck you're playing. It is imperative to have a sturdy card stock with a card game.
CD, speaking of card stock, I don't know if you know the answer is I don't. But I have seen people complaining about MTG cards recently or something like that.
Yeah, I think they switched to a different supplier because it does like I haven't played in a couple of years, but it does feel different. Like I don't know what it is.
Yeah. What kind of way did you like? What was your favorite way of playing? Or actually, I would say like my favorite way of playing MTG was doing the draft. The whole path. Yeah. Do you guys does Dragon Ball have that like sort of thing?
They actually just released a set of draft rules and a draft pack that they actually put out there. They kind of put their own cube into play. And I love like sealed format is my way because I don't have several $100s to spend on a single deck, especially in a standard format that switches out every 6 months to a year. Like I love sealed formats because it puts everybody on the same level.
Brandon Sanderson actually has a cube that he made that is filled with custom cards that he's made from his own book series.
Nice.
And he brings it to releases and lets certain fans watch over it and lets us draft from it.
Also,
and
drink to Brandon Sanderson name drop.
Woo! And it's awesome. It's a great Cube is fun. Cube is really fun. Other than that, my MTG deck is kitchen table legal only.
Oh yeah.
What does
Okay.
that mean? Kitchen
So-
table. It's just not legal.
Well, because it's yeah, I don't follow tournament like
Hmm.
standard
Band rules
whatever.
and stuff like that. Yeah.
So Rachel's gonna have a
Sounds like a
tantrum
draft.
because I had to step AFK, but I'm listening to CJ go off on the card stock.
Mhm.
Yeah. If I pick up a card, and I'm just gonna do this because this is the mother in me.
Yeah, don't do it. Don't
Your
just
card
say
goes
it.
like this.
Don't do it.
When I shake it, this is a post-it.
Okay.
My kids will do this to a card that is made from crap paper.
Yeah.
My kids are 7 and 8. They have respect for cards most of the time. But if it's a card game, my kids are going to figure it out at some point and want to play it. Obviously, there are some card games they will never play. Cards Against Humanity. Probably not going to be a couple years for them.
Not until you're older.
Guys,
But those cards feel good. Like Cards Against Humanity feels
But
good.
when I
Not,
pick
you know,
up a
to your
card and I
soul,
can
but
go,
in your hands.
Ooh, that's got texture. And I can go,
Rachel,
and it doesn't bend fully. It just bends just enough, and I kind of go, oh,
can I,
that's so nice.
Rachel, can I tell you something? I just want you to know that one of my stretch goals is to make my cards out of bricks.
Oh, do that.
Sweet.
Fuck,
You play
I'm
card
screwed.
the kids with
But,
that.
but you guys are gonna have to pay for the shipping.
Can you imagine shuffling that?
Oh my god. Hey kids, come play 100 card pickup with daddy.
Imagine shipping a copy to Dale.
Yeah, right.
Oh Jesus! It costs
Actually have
$8,000.
to send a ship.
You better start saving up.
I mean, like,
Dale.
I mean, miniatures like that would be something cool to have, like cosmetic things like that. That would be something real cool to have. But
I just have to come pick it up when I'm
Yeah.
Yeah, do you have anything to declare? Yes, these 800 bricks.
I mean,
and diamond studded chess pieces.
I feel like I have to do this now. Like I have to make at least one set.
Just created a ridiculously high stretch goal to say that you'll have for
I'll
brick.
tell you, you'll have a lot of parents if you do the bricks.
I'd laugh
Man.
my ass off if you got to that stretch goal.
It's just the regular cards with a Lego brick taped to them.
just
Oh,
don't,
man.
please don't ship it to me. That's one request. Don't ship it. I don't want that.
Airdrop it.
Drones, get the drones.
The drones.
Those poor drones.
Brick drones.
Dale won't even notice the rain is too loud. He's like, oh fuck, it's raining again.
It's raining bricks. What's new?
Hallelujah.
Yeah, what's new? All right.
Either
sorry.
that or Charlotte will be back.
Yes, Miss Charlotte. All right, so
We went off the rails a little bit.
a little bit.
That's
Sorry, that's my fault because that's what happens when I have to run AFK for reasons.
So, speaking of bricks, do you have a plan to get this game in brick and mortar stores?
Yep.
Ah,
I love brick and mortar stores. Actually, I go there a lot. They're absolutely necessary, I think, for the hobby. Yeah, I mean, I'd like, one step at a time, like I said. So, I mean, if any brick and mortar stores, like, if they can email me and like talk to me and like we can figure that out.
I know a couple here I could probably get you into.
Yeah.
Like
it's hard. It's hard. Like from what I hear, it's really hard to get into the stores.
It is, especially today, since there seems to be more people just buying online than actually in the stores. So
I fully 100,000%, which is not necessary because 100% is enough. But
100% is enough.
I 100% like support like brick and mortar. Like,
Oh, yeah.
where are you gonna go to play tournament, man? Like, come on,
exactly.
I mean, for at least for Eternal Kings, with what I'm trying to do, like I'm trying to make a tournament game here, like a legit tournament game. And where else is a better place to do that than your brick and mortars? Like if you don't have one next to you, then where are you gonna play a tournament? I mean,
Wait, 0.6?
Yeah. And speaking of any thoughts, plans on like, because I say this because I know people who can do this for you for cost, of course, like tabletop simulator or anything like that.
oh, I don't know. We'll have to talk.
I know people. I got you.
Yeah. I mean, I would love to make this like an app or something like that, but not yet. I'm old school. I want to focus fully.
Physical copy first.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
No, and yeah, that's obviously, you know, that is the way to play. But you know, there are some people who live out in the boonies that may not have, you know, a brick and mortar store near them.
Sure.
But they have a smartphone that can download an app.
Their potato is really fast, okay?
They're two potatoes.
It's
Well, if they're out in the boonies, they might just have one.
Guys, we're it's the year, we're in the future, and we're in the future. It's 2018, and it's like it's we live in a world of Amazon and you know, online you know, purchases, and it's hard because like, yeah, you do go to a brick and mortar and you will pay $5 more or $10 more for a game, you know, but I mean, you know, you got to do it.
But it's the fact that it's like one guy that owns that, and he owns the store because he fucking loves the craft. And yeah,
well, he has to earn a living too. The guy has to, like, you know, how is he gonna like pay his bills and pay rent and pay this and pay that, and like, you know,
exactly, because it's like, because I mean, they don't, I mean, I hear this all the time because I frequent brick and mortar stores because I play card games, but it's like, why should I pay this here when I can get it online for, you know, for $1 less a pack?
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of not the point, because, you know, I'm sure Amazon has the money to be able to afford to not, you know, to send things for slightly over cost. Whereas, you know, dude Bob, who owns this store, doesn't, because this is literally his life.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing too, is a lot of times with the brick and mortars, you can get an experience you can't get with any sort of online retailer, like our little Anime Fix. It's a single guy running his own little anime shop in a little strip mall on Central Avenue, and it's a nice little place. His inventory is always rotating itself because he's always getting new stuff in. People, you know, sell their stuff back to him that he, you know, tries to make a profit off of. It's a nice little place, and you can go there. He doesn't ever pressure anybody to buy anything. You know, you come in, hey, can I help you find anything? Not just looking around. That's cool. You could talk to him about anything. He posts everything he gets in up on their Facebook page. Hey, can you hold this for me? I'll be in tomorrow. Sure thing.
And there's tables, right? There's tables.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, there's tables. There's places. Yeah. There's, you know, it's
yeah, because I mean, like,
and actually, also, everyone knows your name.
I mean,
in
like,
store too. So, you know, there's a
yeah,
sense
you
of
should be able to put this on a small table. Like, this is.
Yeah.
Up, race is over, guys. Who won?
Race is over. You can find this show.
Oh, is that it? It's over.
Checkered flag.
Yeah, it is like, and like I said, I can probably, I mean, I know, like, you're West Coast, and I don't know like the shop scene out there, but I frequent places out here because I run a business that is, you know, very much so likes to support the local communities.
It's necessary, guys. It really is. You're helping the community. You know, I understand, like, you know, if you want to save $5-10, then go for it. But I mean, really, you really should help your local game stores, man. That's how I feel.
Or even as well as buy direct as well. Like, buy direct from the person who made the game as well. You're also helping them out.
Yeah.
Yeah, even if it is a larger company like a Steve Jackson Games, like,
yeah,
right.
But especially on like indie developers, man, support small developers, like
developers,
or the really small ones like me, guys.
Yeah. We've had a few people on here that are just like, you know, I developed this when I'm, you know, losing my soul working for this company, and now I just kind of want to make this and make my dream come true. It's like, you know, I'm not sure how Amazon like pays like for those, but you know, I'm sure you get a lot more money when they buy directly from you.
Yeah. I mean, it's Amazon, man.
Yeah.
They have a lot of money.
io.net/Amazon.
Yeah, right. Please use our affiliate link. But back, I think another question that I have, and I suppose I don't know quite how to phrase it, so I hope it comes out right. The more like I'm just fixed on this Kickstarter thing. I don't know why, but
I'm launching on Tuesday.
okay, that's the question. Merry Christmas.
So excited. You have no man. I'm waiting for this game to come out for ages now.
Yeah, since the paper says it was supposed to launch in last fall.
Yeah, exactly.
I was just looking at that. I'm like, oh wait, I should probably not show that on the camera.
Yeah.
And I think one, and you don't have to go too far into this, you know, divulge as much as you want. But how does this make you personally feel seeing this go through the development stages and now seeing it on Tuesday at the other side of, you know, launching and what's kind of next and developing the game as it is? How does this make you personally feel?
It's been a battle. It's been tough. It's a lot of work. I'll be honest, it's a lot of work. And I literally finished, like I said, I was up till I thought that I had to finish and submit my Kickstarter today, which I was wrong. Not Tuesday. I thought I had to finish today. So last night I was up till like 5 a.m. working. And I finally finished and I submitted it today and it got approved. And I'll tell you right now, I feel so much lighter. Like I feel so much better that it's all done. And now I can really truly, because creating the Kickstarter is one thing, right? You have to, create the Kickstarter video and create the page and this and that. But now I can really truly focus on the game again. I really want this to be a tournament game. It is badass. I'm not just saying that because I made it. I honestly, I would never have ever gotten to this point if I didn't truly believe that this game is fucking badass, right? Because I'll tell anyone who's gonna pursue their passion or pursue their dream, I'll tell you right now, you better love what you're doing, because there are gonna be so many times that you just want to quit. And the one thing that will get you to keep going forward is if you really love it, And so I'm happy, man. Like I can't wait till this game is out there. CJ, if you want to play me, dude, I'll play you, man. Because I'm gonna start building my own game too. Like this isn't a game where like you build the deck of the week. And so if I have the deck of the week and you have a lesser, like if your deck is not as strong as my deck, then I'm most likely gonna win. It's not like that, because you could have the deck of the week, but you got to play it. You are using chess strategy. You're moving. It's the real deal, man. So.
I am so stoked to play the game. Like, I'm not, like, all joking aside, like the mere fact that I've had this in my hands for almost a week now, and I've not been able to just sit down and be able to learn the rules and get the, the stream set up and stuff like that. Cause this game, when we do this stuff this weekend, this game will be streamed.
Yeah.
I am so stoked. Like, I was looking through the rules when I'm showing off the book to the camera, and I'm like, okay, oh man, I'm so excited to play this game. Like, this itches everything like that I am, like, as a card player, as a chess player. Like, I'm looking through this, I'm like, this is gonna be another one of those games I'm gonna have to play with my friends, because my wife is probably not gonna want to play with me.
Yeah. No, teach it to her.
Seriously? Oh no, she'll learn. She'll just hate me because I'll be better at it than her.
That sounds like a challenge. Rachel, you know what you
it sounds like a challenge.
You sit here and make me sound like I never play games with you. Kiss my ass, you jerk.
That sounds like a challenge. I have some tricks. I'll teach you some tricks.
Up later. We can
Jeez. So Raul gets a freaking ringer for Mega Man X. Rachel gets a ringer for this. I'm never gonna win a game again.
No. As long as Rachel doesn't swap out players.
Yeah, Rolo's gonna just show up at my house. Like,
I'm here to play Eternal Kings with you for Rachel.
I'm here to sit in for Rachel.
So my suggestion for you guys is to just use one of the decks that I have. Because there's 4 factions, so just don't mix and match yet. Just kind of take one faction and then play it against another faction. Because that's more of the way it's intended to like be learn how to play. But then eventually you're gonna want to take any cards from the game and kind of construct your own deck and find out like what's best for you. If you guys know, I don't know if you guys
learn the color before you figure out your play style.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because eventually you guys are gonna pick your own pawns and your own rooks and your own anything, whatever works. If you want like one healing, knight, and then the other night you can move 2 creatures in 1 turn. If you want to, if that's your, if that's your goal, then do it.
I have to ask this now because this is a very important question for me. Are the rooks big tanky boys?
What's that?
Are the rooks big tanky boys?
No. You can't do that in this game. You can't. It's crazy because there's mutants and there's humans. Actually, let me describe it by the realms. There's the realm of strength, right, which are like Conan the Barbarian, like really tough guys. They're huge and big and bulky. You have the realm of agility. They're like cutthroats and thieves and lay down traps, backstab. And you have other realms. I'm not going to get to them. So you'd think that the realm of strength, right, they would have a lot of life, and they would be big and huge and brutal. But you can't do it because the thing is, in chess, a piece has to be able to kill another piece no matter what, right? Because
gotcha.
If another piece cannot kill a piece, then that is an absolute huge advantage, right? Which I found out immediately when I was game testing this. You know what I mean? So all the pieces can pretty much kill all the pieces with exception to like maybe 1 or 2 cards, but even then,
Basically, Josh is asking for a robot class.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll make a robot class for you in the future. Yeah.
Stretch goal.
Stretch goal robot
Kickstarter
class.
Ho!
Yeah, you want to sell it real quick. You give him a robot and he's done.
I am a simple man. AC machine, I smash that like button.
Your collection is awesome, and you know it. I know you know it. I love how you're just getting up and showing, dude. I love it, man. Thank you.
Well, like you said, don't do something if you're not going to be passionate about it.
Yeah. Listen. Next time, if I ever do this again, I want to see Omega Supreme.
I will see if I can dig one up for you.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you so much for hanging out with us. I really appreciate it. Why don't you tell the folks at home where they can find out more about you and the game?
The game is called Eternal Kings. We launch on Tuesday, this coming up Tuesday at 6 a.m. So, and you could find us at, where can you find us? I guess if you do Eternal Kings game on Facebook, and on Instagram, you can do Eternal Kings, just Eternal Kings, like no space. And yeah, hopefully in the future, you'll be able to like just Google and completely. I feel like I feel like I'm failing this answer right now.
Well, your Facebook was like either the top or the second to top result when I searched for you already. So
okay, cool. Yeah. All right. That's good. So yeah, anyways, that's pretty much it. I post like most of the content that we post is on Instagram. You can see a lot of cool stuff there. So if you just if you go to Instagram and type in Eternal Kings, you'll see a lot of like the art and like the some of the other stuff as well. So and I strongly suggest you guys watch the video on Tuesday. I don't know if you guys have seen it yet, but yeah, man. It's our little surprise. It's awesome, man. I don't even know how it happened. Like I got lucky with the guys that I work with. I really did. I got extremely lucky that the guys I worked with like really knew what they were doing. They were badass. They were my friends. I didn't know my friends were that good at what they did. So yeah, watch the video, man.
That is awesome. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. I really appreciate it, man.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
And you're welcome back at any time. Like, don't think this is just just because you're launching a Kickstarter on Tuesday where you can look up Eternal Kings on Kickstarter on Tuesday. Don't think that that's the only time you're allowed to come on, man. Just come on, hang out, and I mean, you're welcome back anytime.
Dude, I want to play you one-on-one, man.
Oh yeah, definitely. No, absolutely.
Come back on and Supposed to come back on and show us those minis, right?
Oh yeah, so minis are hard to make. Like seriously, I have like a new respect for minis, man. Like it's expensive.
It really is.
Man, no wonder like people are like I always like people literally like go on Kickstarter and they'll buy a game that has a shit ton of minis, and they don't even care about the game. They just want the minis, and I'm just like, it's so.
I have not at all done that with 2 games so far.
Right? That's
No, yeah, they're expensive and they're ridiculous. So I can see why you're kind of like, I don't know.
I think you just got to do like a lot of them.
Yeah,
you got to invest a lot of money up front.
Yeah, that's a bulk purchase.
Yeah.
All right, so you can listen to us live Thursdays at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, Fridays at 1 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time over twitch.tv/GeekIO show. You can get a hold of us by email. Get wires caught underneath the desk at geekioshow@gmail.com. Facebook, Twitter, all of those are /geekio show. If you want to give us one of them their old school phone calls, you can do so 727-489-4335. That is 727-489-geek. If you want to support this stream and everything that we do over in the Geek IO network, head over to patreon.com/geekio. Where you can go in, and also if you want to, this is stuff that I ad-libbing, go over to our Discord at geek-io.net/discord.
This is otherwise known as Dale Update the Template. Folks.
Yeah. Hey, Josh.
CJ.
What are we doing next week?
Next week? God, I don't even know what I'm doing tomorrow. Are you kidding?
Yeah, but the difference is I'm telling you what we're doing next week.
Next week, some Chuck McSpring dude is coming back to hang out with us.
Because for some reason he messages me asking if he can come back on. I don't know what is mentally wrong with this man.
Okay, so
I mean, he's
especially
friends
since
with you, so who
Rachel
knows?
can't pronounce his name half the time.
I think it's because he's found something else to heckle me about. I think that he actually threatened to deport me.
Well, you mean we don't heckle you enough, Dale?
Well, I mean, we can't
Yeah, I
treat him
feel
any
like
worse than he was the kangaroos, so.
Don't let them pick on you, Dale. Come on, man.
Oh,
Yeah.
you are back anytime, please. Nice.
Oh,
And
man.
we're also going to be talking to some guy who plays a card game for money. But he doesn't play him on motorcycles, so what even is the point? Some Peter Catani.
Yeah, Peter Catani, winner of Las Vegas and Richmond Dragon Ball Super regionals. So, like, this is the man right now. This is the world champion. This is Jiren.
Which is a joke only people who are watching or keeping up will get.
All right.
1.5.
Hey, CJ.
Yo.
Can I do like one shout out?
Yeah, absolutely.
I have a friend. The friend I was telling you about, his name is Ryan Hugh. He actually is doing something really cool on Facebook. It's actually like I could tell he's put in so much effort, and he's doing a really great job. And he's bringing a lot of people who like abstract games together. And it's called Abstract Nation. I think that's what it's called, Abstract Nation. So it's on Facebook if you guys want to go check out Abstract Nation on Facebook. Yeah. Is it Abstract Nation?
Abstract Nation, Facebook.
That'll be Abstract Nation, right?
This
is the worst like shout out ever. Come on.
If he's watching live, it'll be like.
Sorry.
Are you abstract enough?
It is. It's Abstract Nation. Okay, cool.
Yes.
He didn't ask me to do this either. He has no idea. So I really like what he's doing, and I think he's got something there. So just to bring some limelight on abstract games. I don't know if you guys like abstract games.
Oh yeah.
So
I love like non-traditional games. As much as I like traditional games, like the weirder the better.
Yeah.
Like that's why I love games that cross over with things like chess and Magic the Gathering.
Do you play Magic, Josh? Did you play?
I played way back in the day. I have no idea where the hell my cards even got off to. There's a couple of mostly pre-con decks still sitting around here somewhere. But I used to do real weird bullshit stuff like build a white-green deck that the entire point was getting like Avatar of Might up to 21/21 trample.
Yeah.
Mine is blue modular artifacts.
What's a modular artifact? Sorry, forgive my.
So they're artifacts that have the modular thing, and they're all 0/0, but they come onto the field with X amount of 1/1 tokens on them, and when they're killed or sacrificed, all those counters, I can put them onto other modular things. And like Josh's Avatar of Might, using those and Throne of Geth, I was able to get a 36/36 with trample on the field. The only reason I didn't win was because somebody got out something with indestructible and we reached a stalemate.
Oh man, wait, doesn't trample doesn't go through it?
It had something else that like blocked it.
Yeah. It was probably huge too.
Mine was I back in like Urza's Legacy and stuff. My biggest thing is I won a regional tournament in standard by running a mono green squirrel deck with coat of arms and freaking being able to pump out squirrel tokens every turn, and I was getting like 50 something squirrels on the turn on the field every turn.
You had a Karibo deck.
I did have a Karibo deck, and it was fantastic.
There's no better way to beat everybody with a bunch of squirrels. That's awesome.
Exactly. So I can't count how many times I heard fucking squirrels.
Yeah.
And that's when you know you're doing it right.
Yep. When you have people swearing the name of your deck when they leave the table, that's when you know you've created something for it.
I played we all played World of Warcraft. Everyone here played World of Warcraft at some point.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
One
I
period
played
of
a lot of World of Warcraft. And my name was my character name was Petunia. And the reason why it was Petunia is because like if I were to kill someone in PvP, they would lose to someone named Petunia.
flower. Flower? That's a flower.
That is a flower. minus one princess point for you having to ask a Petunia as a flower.
Yeah.
There was one character I played on World of Warcraft. It was one of the undead, and he was playing I was using a warlock because why the hell not? And for whatever reason, I actually wound up developing a personality for the summon imp because the imp randomly generated with the name Pagham, Pham. We called him Paggy for short, and he had this horrible penchant for humping the furniture. It didn't matter what building I was in. Invariably, you pan the camera around, and there's Paggy just going at a chair leg or something. with part of its idle bounce animation. And it's just like, God damn it, Pagham. Leave the furniture alone.
That is so awesome, man.
All right. Well, it is time for us to hit a little button here that makes Dale cringe every time I play it. So I'm going to turn up the reverb here. I'm going to hit a new one. I don't know what it's going to sound like, but here we go.
Oh. Sounds like Water Buffalo. Next minute.
I need a new iPad so bad.
Next minute.
Ding, ding, ding. Now it's time for this bumper to play.
I need a new iPad.
I've got it, CJ.
Record a new bumper, Dale, as Water Buffalo.
How about I do that in like a hot minute?
Now it's time for the Geek I Winter Movie Smackdown update.
I don't have reverbs on my computer. So.
My iPad seriously just stopped responding to everything. I don't understand. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, seriously, it's not responding to anything. So we have 6 minutes left, you guys.
Hey, is there a way I can send you guys the video?
I mean,
or no, probably not. Because you actually have to watch it. And that's
Yeah, it'd be a little rough.
Yeah, it would be.
Right. So ending the runs this week, we
laugh
have
about this thing you can't see.
That's true.
audio listeners to this show this week.
Right. We have leaving this week, Proud Mary, The Commuter, Paddington 2, entering the second week's Den of Thieves, and The Maze Runner, The Death Cure. Current runnings, like I said, I think we're pretty much where we're going to be. Jeff in first place with $29.5 million. Jared in second place with 23.7. Carrie in third with 18.9. Raul in fourth with 16.4. Josh in fifth with 11.1. And myself in last place with $9.8 million. The only difference is I think Josh might get up into third place with Black Panther. That is about it.
We'll see what happens. I've got decent hopes for that one. It's looking good right now.
And
I don't think it's
SmackDown, of course, is our fictional movie league that we do.
Oh, yeah, we got a lot of people who don't normally listen to the show. So yeah, this is our fiction. This is our movie draft, kind of like football drafts, but with movies.
What do you guys do? What is it?
It's a game where we kind of, like I said, do a kind of a fantasy football draft, but with movies based on how much they make in domestic box office.
Oh wow, that's all. Who's winning? Who's
guest of our SmackDown, Jeff Burns. He got kind of a amazing slate of movies somehow because he had a ringer too. You can always check these out at geek-io.net/SmackDown for the latest updated things. Dale and I usually updated about once a day.
So someone could pick like Star Wars, like that's it.
Don't think Jeff got Star Wars.
I had Star Wars.
Yeah. Jeff had Bad Moms Christmas, Justice League, Jumanji, which made a shit ton of money, Pitch Perfect 3, 50 Shades Freed, and Annihilation.
Oh, he's got 2 more movies to come out?
He still has 2 movies left.
50 Shades Freed, man.
It's gonna be garbage, but it's gonna make a ton of money.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of garbage people out there who will go see it.
Yep.
It's gonna be so good.
I can't wait to wait in line to watch that. Oh man.
No, I know.
At least you know I'm joking. You know I'm joking, right?
It's not even good smut.
No, it's not.
I mean, the lead.
It's not good smut. It's not a good representation of BDSM relationships.
But hang on, guys. Hang on. Pause the show. Pause everything.
Stop the presses.
They get married this time in this movie.
Yeah. Hello, wife.
Oh man, you just ruined it for me.
Yeah. Spoiler alert.
Oh,
Jesus,
man, what are you doing?
In the trailer. I didn't do that.
Oh, I'm wondering.
That's right. Sorry, I spoiled it for you. Now you don't have to wait in line.
Man. All right. Hey, Carrie. No. Hey, no, she's busy. Fine, I'll do it. This week.
I'm right here.
We're gonna do the show titles though. I can't do more than that. Dale, what's been going on this week?
This week on the Geek IO network, the Mana Pool did stuff. That's me switching tabs.
Oh my God, Dale.
The Jerick Live Show returns this Sunday at the brand new time of 5:30 p.m. Eastern. You know, Americans can now watch the show, basically.
Yay!
And I have a doozy of a show planned.
That is not what it says in the notes. It's a minefield, sir.
I have a minefield of an episode planned.
I will not be on this episode, nor will I be tuning in live. Nope. Nope. Nope.
You don't even know what I'm talking.
Yes, I do. You said it.
Oh yeah,
I read the Slack.
It's on podcast. So I'll shove it in your face, so you have to watch it.
I'll listen to it on podcast, but I'm not going to tune in live because I will ruin your chat room.
I mean, other people can do that for you. Hey, in this week's episode of the Mana Pool, the party finds proper lodging for themselves and a special friend in the city of Travola. They also Travera. And they meet a very innkeeper. A very innkeeper. Rao fucking cheated on Liquid Handicap. Delbert ruined Warfare. on Gamer Geeks by blowing everything up by standing still.
Warframe.
Sorry.
Why are you bad at this?
And Small Screen Spoiler Show exists because there's nothing in here.
Small Screen Spoiler Show. We talked Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. We started up a couple new shows. I'm still on board with Punisher. We started watching Electric Dreams, which is Philip K. Dick stuff on Amazon Prime, and it's real weird, but I love it.
It's real good, though.
Oh, yeah. No, it's real good, but it's real weird.
And then they turn into a prostitute as they have always been.
Yes. Brother. All right. So you can so we have show title candidates, and you can do those by going over to geek-io or geekio.showbot.tv. Our friend BioCow has created an ability for us to be able to do show titles, and you can vote on them. And
Yay, BioCow. Yes, I can read them, and you can vote on them now because I turned off sorting my votes. So we have Steampunk Halo thing. I'm not adding that to the show titles. What the fuck is going on with this monsoonal rainstorm going on outside? Australian branch manager. Now there's 8 days in the week. Mr. T's wrestling style. Literally cosplaying Gandalf. My voice is coming through somebody's microphone. Twinging out. Hard pop of podcast. Or maybe even Candyman. I'm going to be a dad. Or some stuff. It's not the Taco Bell. It's just bad. With a name like Gloomhaven. You don't mean to. It just kind of happens. God, you're a jerk. I was Tuxedo Mask. It wasn't like murder. Good lord, there's a lot of these. You're a +1 good man. Are those panties? They look like panties. A great adventure for audio listeners. Badass purple dude. You have shot a ton of stuff. Speaking of homophones, that's the best part about being an adult. Hitting an A button for hours on end. The weather is Katy Perry. Are you seriously sniffing Goku? Foil stretch goals. Raining bricks. Because 100% is enough. Developers for the win. A petunia is a flower. And a very innkeeper.
I kind of like because 100% is enough. Or a great adventure for all
were those the comments? Or
yeah, those are things that we all said during the show.
Oh, okay.
This is how we determine our show titles.
Yes, stupid shit we say on the show.
That has basically no context until you actually watch the episode, and then at the end we vote on it to see what the actual show title is going to be.
And anybody who's in the chat can do that, can vote on it, because right now we have a two-way tied with Are You Seriously Sniffing Goku? And Because 100% is Enough. And they both got another vote at the same time.
I'll mention it for the weather is Katy Perry.
All right, first 1 to 4. Who's gonna get 4?
Yeah, who's gonna get 4? Come on.
100% is enough.
Are You Seriously Sniffing Goku? Is my choice of those two.
What the fuck is going on with this monsoonal rainstorm going on outside? It's way too long.
Come on, we can do it 1 to 4. We can do it. No.
Are you seriously sniffing Goku : because 100% is enough?
Yes! There we go. Because
100% is enough.
Oh, I can't vote for.
So CJ, here's my problem.
What?
It says I've already voted, and I literally just pulled up the freaking showbot.
I don't know.
I don't know what you guys are even looking, man. Like
it might be an IP thing. geekio.showbot.tv.
I will paste a link in the chat.
Or I did.
Because
already.
I'm sitting here trying to click. Are you seriously sniffing Goku? And it's like, you voted for this. I'm like,
I think it's an IP thing because we live in the same house.
That actually makes sense.
Oh man.
That's some serious mother bullshit.
Shonen bullshit too.
It is shonen bullshit. All right, guys. Well, we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you, Rolo, for hanging out.
Hey, thanks, guys. This is fun. I love it.
There's a tie again.
Awesome. You guys are awesome.
We
got a tie. Did somebody vote for you sniffing Goku?
Yep.
Fucking love you, whoever voted for that. Mwah.
Wow, you're so cute. Why
All
the
right,
hell did
guys.
you make my job so hard? You're so
Come back and
cute.
hang out with us.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll be
Okay.
back here next week. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.
Also, Rolo, free content idea. We Three Kings Christmas expansion.
Dude, let's talk. Let's talk. We got you know the creator.
Hi, my name is Rolando Issa, and I have been a Geek I Media Network production. Copyright 2018. You see how that works?
Water Buffalo is even better with reverb.
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.